Hello, friend. I'm Lily Rose, and this is Through the Ashes, a space where we talk about loss, survival, and the surprising ways we change in the aftermath. If you're here today, I am honored to sit with you. Quick reminder before we begin, I am not your therapist. I'm a person who's walked my own fire and is still learning how to rise from it. If you are in acute crisis, please reach out to a professional or a trusted support line. Let's begin. I'm always wondering what happens after the dust settles. After trauma, there's this strange, heavy quiet. The world keeps moving, but you don't. Time feels almost uneven. When my husband died suddenly in 2018, I didn't know what to do with the version of myself that survived. I didn't recognize her. And I know I have mentioned that before, but everything about me just changed. My environment changed. The way I showed up for life changed. Even the way I communicated with family and friends also changed. Some things changed for the better, other things, not so much. And that was the cruel reality that I had to deal with. All I know is that I did the best I could with what I had at that moment. I really didn't know what to do with not having my husband all of a sudden, with being a single mom, with navigating all these emotions coming into me. At that moment, during that winter, all I could do was survive. And inside that survival period, there was so much growth. And there's a term to define this. It's called post traumatic growth. There was a moment months after the loss I still can't forget. I was emptying the dishwasher and I realized I wasn't holding my breath. I was simply there. Think of a forest after a wildfire. Everything looks destroyed, yet some seeds only open after that heat. Post traumatic growth often shows up as a deeper appreciation for life, more meaningful relationships, new possibilities, even a shift in personal strength. But let's talk about what helps growth happen. PTG or post traumatic growth happens when we have supported people around us, a space to tell the truth, moments of grounding, courage to look at the pain, and even tiny choices that restore control. Post traumatic growth and grief are like two travelers on the same road, but they move at very different speeds, and neither one waits for the other. Here's a deeper scoop in a way that's real and human. Grief is messy, nonlinear, and honestly doesn't care about anyone's timeline. Post traumatic growth doesn't replace grief, it kind of emerges in the cracks around it. People often report PTG in grief through things like a shift in priorities. Loss can snap things into focus. Stuff that felt huge suddenly feels small, and what really matters becomes obvious. They also report more emotional depth. Your range widens. You feel more intensely, but also connect more deeply. PTG can cause a reevaluation of relationships. Some people step up in ways you never expected. Some don't. That can lead to stronger, more authentic bonds. Or a sense of meaning that wasn't there before. This isn't everything happens for a reason. It's more like I'm building meaning from what happened, even though I didn't choose it. And that is post-traumatic growth in a nutshell. But now I'm going to tell you what it's not. Just to keep it honest, it's not silver lining the pain. It's not gratitude for what hurt you. It's not something you force yourself into. It doesn't mean grief disappears. You can still cry, miss the person, feel angry, feel loss, and also grow. PTG doesn't cancel the ache. It just says the ache isn't the whole story. Now I know you're asking yourself, how can grief create a space for growth? Grief blows up your worldview. Things you thought were stable suddenly aren't. That collapse creates a kind of psychological blank page where new beliefs, identity, and values can develop. It's like your inner foundation gets demolished, and you slowly figure out how to rebuild it stronger and more honest. And here's your gentle truth. Growth doesn't make the grief less real. Grief doesn't make growth impossible. They are both part of the same long, weird, human process of learning how to keep living with a changed heart. And here is my message for the listener who's tired. If you're listening with a tired heart, I want you to know that I am so proud of you. You have made it this far, and you have pulled strength from places you never thought you will find it. Growth looks like surviving long before it looks like blooming. One day, you'll breathe without bracing, laugh without guilt, and realize you have changed. Trauma takes things we never agreed to give, but what remains is often more honest and connected. Post-traumatic growth isn't gratitude for the pain. It's acknowledgement of survival and what it slowly grows. If this episode met you where you are, please write us at throughtheashes@outlook.com. Send us your name, where you're listening from, and if we're able to share your story on a future episode. Next week, we'll talk about navigating relationships while grieving. We rise, maybe not quickly, maybe not perfect, but we rise. I am Lily Rose, and this is Through the Ashes. See you next week.